Hey everyone, '06 Boys Elite 1 recap from Midwest Cup. First of all, I'll start off with a little bit of housekeeping items here coming forward. Great news. Turf was delivered last night to Trinity. So that's going in and going in as scheduled. They've been working overnight and working very hard to complete that. So we should have it in time for our games coming up in about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks time. Also, housekeeping wise, we've got Monday is Labor Day. We are off, no training. And Tuesday is Noblesville versus Fishers High Schools at Fishers. I'll get a little coupon in the email so that you can get in free to that game, so that you can watch that game, wear your Indy Premier shirt, bring the coupon, and get to watch Noblesville. Junior varsity is 5:30 against Fishers at Fishers, and then varsity starts after that, typically about 7 o'clock. Should be an exciting time. And then we've got a couple of those games. We'll go to all of the Noblesville versus Fishers versus HSE, any of those three playing each other. So I believe it's Tuesday the 3rd, and then a week after that, Tuesday the 10th, and then and then a couple weeks after that, October 1st, we'll go out. So to go to those high school games and support our older Indy Premier players, as well as the community. And then when you guys are there in short time, we'll be out supporting you guys as well. So it's a really good time. It's a fun way to get out and see some soccer in our community. Okay, and now for a recap of those games. So we've been spending a lot of time on possession, as I said in the video before we went up there. And we saw it. It was great. I don't know if you were able to see it when it was going on, but it was really, really great. We looked good for the Midwest United team, who maybe got a little bit better of us, or at least the same last year. They did beat us last year, but at least they quite a bit outplayed us, and we were trying to hang on. I thought we did great this year. I thought we dominated the huge portions of the game and really looked good, but didn't score the goals. We created the chances. We were right there. We had plenty of chances to win that first game, but we missed them. So that's what happens when you miss your chances. Lucky enough, we got the 1-1 out of it with a couple of penalties, but we looked very solid defensively. Again, we saw having to stop the counterattack and how that affected us. I saw some warning signs in those early friendlies that we had, but we were able to keep them off the board nonetheless. And then the second game, out on that turf field, we definitely had a good go of it. I thought they were very strong in the center backs, but again, at the beginning of the first half and the beginning of the second half, we had our chances to seal the game off. We were right there. We had very good chances inside the box with there was pressure, but there wasn't a lot of pressure, and we weren't good enough. We weren't good enough technically or composed enough to finish off those chances. So again, rolled out a 0-0 tie. So coming out of that with 2 ties was not what we were wanting, but then going into Sunday's game, we still had it all to play for based on other results, and came out sleeping. I mean, it was less than a minute, and we gave up a counter, and kid finished it off. So, but we didn't play badly. We just, in those key moments of the game, we weren't there. I think we were better than the other 3 teams in the tournament, and yet we didn't get anything for it. So the goal is to get something out of those games when we're the better team. So again, short term, not a successful weekend at all. Very disappointing looking at results wise. Long term, we did a great job over the past couple weeks developmentally, and we were able to apply it in the game. So long term, they got a little bit better. Great. Short term, I'm still frustrated and disappointed. So overall, a good event. Overall, a good weekend. I would have liked to play it again. That past team that beat us on Sunday ended up going to win the final against Midwest. So That was a winnable game for us. We dominated huge parts of it. I challenged the guys at halftime of that game to put more work in, to put more effort in, to show more emotion, and my goodness, the beginning of the second half was right there. We did everything but score. It was beautiful. It was really, really good soccer. The effort levels were there. So about the first 10 minutes of that second half, and I tried to remind the guys afterwards, the first 10 minutes of that second half needs to be our minimum expectation. That amount of work rate, that amount of energy flying all over the field, everybody trying to do extra work, that should be our minimum standard. And when we're below that, that should be disappointing. So we have got training tonight. This is Thursday, and then the weekend off, and then so that Monday's off. Then Tuesday is off for the high school game. We'll train. What is that? We'll train Wednesday, Thursday, and then we'll travel out to Dayton on that following Sunday for our first league game, and then have another week of training before we get into a real heavy weekend that we're hosting, where we host 3 league games. And I meant to do this at the start of the video, and I'm just remembering now, so I'll put it in the text of the email as well. Please let me know. Hoosier wants to reschedule our game. We're currently scheduled on October, I believe it's 5th. It's the first Saturday in October that we're scheduled for. That date does not work for them anymore, so we want to move that game up. We're going to go to September 28th at 5:30 p.m. So the Saturday, a week earlier, at 5:30 p.m. on Saturday. If anyone's missing that game or can't attend that game, please let me know so I can try to reschedule that or make it better. But if that works for everybody, let me know that too, and we'll go ahead and move that game from weekend to weekend. So we're looking to move the game from the first Saturday in October backward to the last weekend, the last Saturday in September. So let me know if you could respond if it's a problem. Don't respond if you're good with it, and hopefully we will make those adjustments rather quickly. Thanks, everyone.